Good noon, newcomers and oldcomers alike. I'm going with Go Brian. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to this video. Today we're going to be doing something that I've been putting off for a little too long, and that is to open up the Bakugan that I have been sitting in the background for the past ever since my last Bakugan opening video. Now, before we do get into this video officially, I'm about to ask, or not even ask, demand for the big three. Like the video if you like the very special Bakugan, if any of you noticed I was sitting in that corner right there, or if you just like what I do overall. Subscribe so that way you can know when I'm doing more, and then just comment a lame joke. Now, I'm gonna do this piece by piece because I don't know how long this is. I don't know exactly how long this will take. So I'm going to show off the first three I want to open, and that is this guy right here. It is a Platinum Vibragon. Very creative, not creative name. It's a Ventus Bakugan, or Geogon. I said everything wrong. That's the first one I want to show off that we're opening. Next is a Platinum Mantrapod. Now, those of you that remember or even came from the last Bakugan opening video, we already have a Mantrapod. But see, the big difference here is this is from the Evolutions line of Bakugan. The one we got was from Legends, the newest line. This is the line before. So it's just a overall different version. And then we have this, a Deca Bakugan, a Pegatrix X Gilligator? That's not what I meant to say. Gillator. Either way. First three I want to show off. We'll open them, and then we will see how far we get. Now let's start off with the Vibragon. Let's start off with the cards first. Gate card. Seen this art before. Mentioned it before. TCG is dead. So nothing too special going on there. Now, we have the art for Vibragon, Platinum Vibragon. Again, he is a Ventus, so it's green all around. Overall, very nice looking design. A little simple in my opinion. It's just like our dragon type creature, so I don't feel any negatively or like positively toward it. Here is the Geogon, a nice little cylindrical lad, and we're gonna open him up. There you go. Look at this guy. Now, if you noticed, he has both a head on his tail and where a head normally is. That's part of the thing that it's like, oh, that's pretty cool and just overall unique, but everything else is alright. It's kind of a dragon. What more do you want me to say about it? Evolutions, Bakugan, their color scheme, not my favorite. Like, these greens, they're okay greens, not my favorite use of their greens. I believe the Legends line that they have released now works way better with their colors. Moving on, speaking of colors and older stuff, we have the Darkest Mantrapod. Let's get started immediately. This is a new gate card even for me. I've never seen this one before. Very interesting art. It's got Shark Tar and somebody else I don't know about. Onto the ability card, we have obviously the Platinum Darkest Mantrapod. Very interesting design, especially from the Legends version that we've already seen. Very different if I do recall, but this not so different. The big thing that's different here, not as transparent. Same size and everything, different color scheme, but overall not. It's like the same but different, if you get what I mean. Ooh, moving aside from the fact that I almost dropped it, the same but different. It's the same thing, different color, in different material type, I guess. Moving on. The Deca. The Pecatrix and Galator Deca. Let's get started. I will forever enjoy the packaging of Decas because there is so little plastic. There's not even those little plastic straps they put in to hold a toy into like the little display. There's not even none of that. Ignore the fact that I just flashed that card. We'll get started since that's the case. Again, we have a very interesting Bakugan Legends Deca Bakucore, and as you can see, because it is a fusion, you get both the attributes just going on right there. You flip it over, and then you have the Bakugan itself, Pecatrix and Galator. It sounds like I'm saying "ga" and then "later." I don't know if that's how you say it, but that is how it's being said. Here is the ability card with them separate. Very cool, very cool. You can see each of them there, and then you flip it over. It's the exact same thing we saw, I think. Pretty much the exact same thing we saw, except I think I held that too close to the light because, I just had an interesting dilemma. I went to pick this up and, like, do a little toss with it, and it opened in my hand. Very strange. It hasn't happened to me before with something like this. But here's the Deca ball. You got everything on there. You can see both the attributes that I think that's the Chaos attribute, and then the Airless. It's a Deca, it's pretty big. Like I said before, I was gonna showcase that to you. It just opened in my hand, so that was wild. But let's see this bad lad open up. Oh boy! Now, very cool Bakugan, just design and all. My one gripe with it. Look how long it is. Like, okay, tall, sure, you can argue tall, but it's a Deca. What did you expect? But long, even the regular version of this is very long for a Bakugan, and it just makes it hard to like. What's the word I'm looking for? It makes it hard to put back there and collect, if you will. The only other Bakugans I know that get really long are Nilius Bakugans that I have over there. Anyway, moving on. If I say moving on one more time, something will probably blow up, so be careful. It might be your kitten next to you. I'd keep a watch out for Jimmy. The next three, we have more fusions. Trox X Cyrus. Let me show you the back here. As you can see, it's both a Ventus and an Airless. A lot of Airless going on here. We have. I want to show this one off first because why not? We have a Halcor X Ramparion. I don't know who that is. But it's a Darkus and Aquas. This is the first time I've seen a combination like that. Very interesting. And then we have Kloptor X Apollyon. Now, I don't know about you. The name Apollyon always strikes me as a cool name. This is a Pyrus and Chaos fusion. Apollyon is a very interesting name in general. At least that's like my opinion. I hear Apollyon, I think something grandiose, if you will. We're gonna start with Trox X Cyrus. We got gate cards. Here we are. It's a nice little Dragonoid art. Not gonna dwell on that too long because yes. Now, this is cool. Trox X Apollyon. Now, as you can see here, Trox is the little T-Rex guy over here. Apollyon, I've never seen before. I don't think I own an Apollyon. I've been saying Apollyon. This is a Cyrus. I'm dumb. I had Apollyon on my mind because I'm like, I was just talking about Apollyon and just, man, it's a cool name. I think I'm thinking about the name too much. But I have a Cyrus. I'm lying to you about Cyrus. I have like 2 versions of Cyrus. I have a gajillion versions of Trox because he's one of the main character Bakugan. We turn this card around and you got that fusion. Now this art, pretty cool. I'm not even gonna lie, very, very cool. It just does what it needs to, if you get what I mean. Now, the ball form. I have my gripes with it. Biggest gripe being, if it's in ball form, how are you going to tell it's a fusion of Airless and Ventus? There is majority, if not entirely green in this ball form, with no indicator of what's it? Airless. Let's open it up and see the difference. I'm gonna be honest with you. Not much of a difference. The only real thing I consider maybe an Airless giver is this like little brown on his like his toes and fingers. But overall, that is a majority Ventus like based coloring, and I'm a little disappointed by it, honestly. Because the card design looks amazing. It shows off what it needs to. The ball design, it's alright. But the color scheme, it's not it. It's not it. They have disappointed me. I was gonna say a fancy word, but yeah, all in all, they disappointed me with that. Alcor X Ramp. We're just gonna call it Ramp. We got cards, and bards. Gate card. Now this, I don't think I've seen this one either. It looks like a Syndius, just like taking a swing at some water. Very nice, very nice. Now this is interesting because again, a lot of this stuff I've never seen. I've never seen Ramp over here. Hellcore, I've seen. He's one of the main character Bakugan. But this is also like a lot lighter shade of the darkest color scheme that I was expecting on him. Very, very unexpected. And then you flip it around, it almost looks exactly like the ball or the Bakugan form. And you'll see what I mean in a second. First, showing off the ball form. Very nice. Like this one, you could tell it's very obviously a fusion between Darkus and Aquas, because you very have water coloring scheme right here, and then everything else is Darkus. No need to guess. Now let's open them up. And then there you go. Now you see what I mean by it looks exactly like its ball form? It just looks like a three-headed, like, Cerberus dog with some armor on the sides. Very interesting, very... Also, since you saw that the magnet technically stands over here, it can also just stand for all intents and purposes. Purposes? That's not a word. Purposes. See, it can just stand without the back core. So that is very interesting. And we have this one. This is the Apollyon one. This one. A Clopter and Apollyon. Let's get started. Now we have the gate card, the Dragonoid again, or dodging something. He's doing something. I should just say gate card and then just show it, honestly. I feel like I put way too much effort into showing off a gate card that I specifically said I wasn't going to focus too much on. I'm just trying to be a good commentator for you guys. We have, oh, there we go, the Clopter and Apollyon. Now, I don't know which one is which. I'm gonna be honest, I don't. I'm assuming this might be the Clopter, this guy right here, and that might be Apollyon. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. But anyway, you flip him around and he's just a dude with a big eye and some heavy equipment shield, and looks like a very awkward lance, javelin, whatever. Moving on to the ball. Now this one's interesting because this is a Chaos Pyrus fusion, and you can very obviously tell from how my lighting bounces off this. Now I think it works better with this one because this is more translucent, so it's not like fighting the white colors too hard. Now let me find the magnet and let's open him up. He opened up backwards. So here's the, keep him on there. Here's the lad. Very cool design in my opinion. You wouldn't be able to tell there's an eye really there unless you like really look at it. Just kind of looks like a face, but the nice little weapons and defenses you got here. And overall, like I said, easier to look at because he's not entirely white. He's translucent, so it handles the light a bit easier. And I didn't think I was gonna make it this far, probably because I was unintentionally rushing to it, because these two are mighty interesting. Well, one more interesting than the other, and that being one of the interesting ones, but not as interesting, is a Diamond Nova Dragonoid. Now, I actually don't remember if I opened a Nova Dragonoid. I don't think I have. Either way, this is just a Nova Dragonoid, Pyrus, but Diamond, and you can see right there in the little corner. So, that's cool and cool. But also, this. Now, this is very interesting because at the very bottom right here, you can see it says limited edition. It might be mirrored and wrong for you guys, but it says limited edition there. And this is a Geogon in a very nice box, nice hefty box. So I'm gonna get started with a Nova Dragonoid, and we'll tackle that other one in just a second. Cards. I almost just ran out of air when saying cards, but cards. Gate card, Arcleon, moving on. See, something like that. Just show you what it is, move on, because I don't care. We have the Nova Dragonoid, as I was talking about. Here's the original art for it. This is what it would look like, obviously drawn out, but the normal version. And then we have the Diamond Nova version, where you can see it's very different. You got like nice translucent diamond wings and parts of diamonds stuck in his arms and his legs. I was just pointing all around over there. But we move on to the actual ball form itself, the Nova Dragonoid. Now, we've discussed diamonds before, and how some of them could look good, some of them cannot. This one, it's very on the fence, because it is just translucent. It still has that... Wow, okay. It still has the red light because it is a Pyrus Bakugan. But I've seen better diamonds. It looks cool, I won't lie. Nice red on the wings, but I've seen better. Now, here's the dilemma. Because I really want to open this, but I also feel like I should keep it in here. Like, this has a mirror effect in there. I didn't even realize that. I've thought this is the main reason I've been putting it off for so long, is because I couldn't decide whether I wanted to keep this thing in a box and just leave it as is, or open it, show it off, and then maybe put it back in. Because it looks cool just being on display like this, but I also want to show it off. So I've come to the decision that I'm going to open it. I'm going to show you. And then I'll just put it in a box, worst case scenario, and just have it display back there. Now, before I even pull anything out of this, I already technically got it out of the box, but just this packaging, outstanding. Like, even the Baku cores have like a little holographic shimmer to it. I'm gonna continue opening this, but I just wanted to point that out. I won't even lie to you. This is the hardest I've tried to preserve boxing and plastic, like, ever. I was trying so hard not to outright destroy the packaging, because I want to try and put it back into the box because it's just that cool. Now, gate card, I don't know if there's anything special about this gate card. I don't really know. None of the gate cards have significance to me, but I want to show off, before I show off the ability card, I want to show off this Baku core some more, because look at that holographic, just like, reflection. So cool. But we move on to the ability card. Now, the ability card has the same effect where it gets that shine, but just look at it. Such a cool design. Now, somebody out here is gonna get mad for having me touch this with my bare hands. But here we have the limited edition Arcleon, Pyrus Arcleon. This color scheme is crazy because of all the like actual shiny bits on it. Overall, similar Pyrus design, but very shiny. Look at that. Look at him. Such a cool limited edition. Now, I'm glad I opened this, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to observe how good this entirely looks. Keeping it this way though, I'm not entirely sure. Because the packaging and everything, it just looks cool. You know? Very hard for me to just be like, oh yeah, I'll just throw it into the collection back there willy-nilly. So I'm gonna try my best to keep it in its packaging. Like, I'm gonna repackage it up. Not exactly tape everything together, because I do plan that maybe I'd access the Bakugan one day again, and I'd have to go through this process again. But if it doesn't work out, it's just gonna sit in the collection like this. That's all I have. I do thank you for joining me in this enlightening experience of opening Bakugan and just being able to observe what limited edition could look like. It's the first limited edition like version of anything I've ever owned. I'm going to be honest with you. So it's very cool, just a concept and idea that I have something that was like purposely designed to be special and stuff like that. Granted, I spent not as much money as I thought I would getting this thing, but it's definitely not like I didn't spend a pretty penny for it. So, before everyone leaves, I have to request that you like, comment, and subscribe. Comment your thoughts about the limited edition. I keep saying the limited edition, and I keep like stuttering on the D. But let me know your thoughts on it. Like the video, tell me you liked it. Subscribe to know when I'm uploading my next video. I forgot to say at the beginning of the video to go check out my podcast that I'm launching this June 13th. It's going to be with two of my very close friends. One of them less of a friend and more of a professional figure in my life that became friend because of my current situation. That'll be more explained as we get closer to the date or on the podcast, so you should really check it out. But other than that, I bid you good noon, and I do hope you come again for the next video. Goodbye.